soon as it starts recording. Okay, welcome to our Monday night Team Flex Force call. I really appreciate the 19 of you guys that are on time. I see you. I am taking note. I am scrolling through the people that are on. I appreciate you. I see you. Unless you don't have video on, then I can't actually see you, and I just will assume that you are naked, and that's fine. So let's jump in because I'm really excited about this topic tonight. So let's get into, I hope you guys can see this. My screen is being like funky. Okay, I can see it now. Our leaderboard recognition, huge shout out to Kate who freaking slayed the flash sale. She really took the time to like message me like, let's strategize, and she freaking killed it. And I think she had a lot of fun doing it. So huge shout out to Kate, she's right behind me, about to pass me in Success Club. She's helped 11 people already this month. Emmy and Cynthia have already locked in Success Club, and a lot of you guys are really close behind with about a third of the month left. So lots of time to change some lives, especially with your promo codes, which we'll talk more about in just a hot second. So anybody who's on the board and been a part of this 56 lives change, like, again, I see you, I'm taking note. It's amazing. I have a hair in my mouth. Okay. These are our current ranks as of last Thursday, paid ranks. That's the only day that ranks change, is on Thursdays. So if you're where you want to be, congratulations. And if you want to bump up, let's talk about that and make that happen. Our top team, I haven't even posted this on the team page yet, but our top team volume producers were Kate, was the highest for last week, and then Tracy and Holly and my second business center were also in the top. And remember, the total TV for a Coach Business Center is all of the TV generated from purchases made by that business center's downline and customers. So we all help each other with TV too, which is really cool. Okay, news, we have 10 new coaches added this week. So remember, if your goal is to like make an extra $500 a month, you can do that by signing up 2 coaches a week. And coaches, remember, can be signed, like they can be discount coaches. And every time you sign up 5 coaches within a 5-week period, you get a $100 bonus from Beachbody, which is really cool. I don't know if you guys knew that. So if you signed up 1 every single week, then on your 5th week, you would get a $100 bonus. And that's for every 5 coaches. So if you signed up 10 in 5 weeks, you'd get $200. So just literally free money in your pocket. Could I have said that with any less excitement? I don't know. The end is real, guys. Promo codes. So I just got word that let me back up. Promo codes, make sure you're shouting yourself out and ringing the bell in the team page for the promo code giveaway every time you help someone save $10 with a package and they use a promo code. Then also, this just was released. They are going to be rewarding coaches for using promo codes. So use one. If you use one in August, you will get one in September. Max of 3 per business center. So like I get 3 for each of my business centers, and then Scott gets 3, whatever. So if you use all 3, you will get 3 in September, which is really cool. If you use 1, you'll get 1. If you use 2, you'll get 2. Make sense? So that's pretty fun, I think. That's like, like working with the working and whatnot. So yeah, that's what I have about promo codes. Success Club 10 gift, remember, is picking out a Maven thread headband. I have them all hidden from Leo. He likes to put them in his little washer that's not real, but he does like to fluff dry some of them too. But anyways, I hid them from I have a bunch of super cute ones. So anyone, as you hit Success Club 10, you'll get to pick it out, which I hope that excites you. That would excite me. I don't know. Pumpkin Spice Shakeology is coming September 3rd. Make sure that that's on your radar. It will be different packaging than typical Shakeology purchases. Like the amount will cost different, and they will be less packets per like box. It will be limited edition. So I will, as I get like, when people make like pretty graphics and post them in the round table, I will do that for you. I will share that with you as well. Something that I'm going to do is everybody that signs up with me in September, I'm going to give them a pumpkin spice Shakeology. I'm going to mail them one as like a congratulations for starting your journey. I don't know if someone has something like cuter than that to say, but it's so good, you guys. I am not a pumpkin spice latte girl. I'm a basic white girl, but I do not like pumpkin spice lattes. But pumpkin spice Shakeology is a 10 out of 10. It is so freaking good. I cannot wait for it to come. I will stockpile it. And there will be 2 waves of being able to purchase it. So make sure you're talking to like your current clients about this, because it's huge. Something I also did last year when it came out was I bought it and then I like kind of sold it to my clients so they didn't have to, it was like a hot mess launch. It won't be like that this year. I knew it was going to be a hot mess last year. And I didn't want them to like have to deal with it. So I let them just pay me for it. And then I mailed it to them. It was a lot of extra work, but it was volume and money in my pocket either way. So that's something to think about too. If maybe they don't want like a full, I want to say last time they came in like 16 or 20. So if they don't want all of those, whatever, then they could buy 2 from you or whatever. And I charge $5 a packet. Recover is $10 off. It's all month, but it's actually through Labor Day, which is pretty cool. If you need like PV for September too, it is $10 off the first couple days of September, which is amazing. We go through a lot of Recover at my house. So it's been nice. And then 3-day refresh starting today is 10% off. So if you've been wanting to snag that, it does go on top of your coach discount as well. So again, another thing to talk about with your clients. Just got a notification that Leo's crying in his room. Okay, so we are going to talk about how to rock your business without being a Beachbody robot. I saw another coach like use that term and it made me totally laugh. But I think it's so true. And then this was probably at like 1 in the morning. I was texting Danielle. I was like, is this a good topic? Like, do you think people would like this? So we both have pregnancy insomnia so bad. So if you need us, I'm serious, you guys, like you can send me a text message at any time. And if I am actually asleep, I will respond to it when I wake up. So I'm super excited about these chats. By the way, I just saw that Candace no pants. I love it. Just get comfy, guys. Like, just let's crush it. Okay, so this is going to be kind of like one of those like pep talk calls. Use the chat if you think of like questions that pertain to you. I'm going to kind of ask you to get involved a little bit and use the chat because it's going to help me know which, like I have a flow chart of like info I want to hit. So first thing is I want you to think about your favorite people that you follow on Instagram, whether they're coaches or they're just bloggers or they're your friends. I want you to, if they're a coach, put their their name, if I would know them, in the chat, and do that first. If it's a coach that you love, let's start there. Sorry, just like scatterbrained here. Cassia Fitzgerald. Okay, who else? Me? I don't know, it's weird. Put who you like to follow for coaches. Ashley Fell Dyson. You don't have to know their whole, like their handle or anything, but Gina Kish, Danny Dietra. I don't know who that is. Keep them coming. I'm not going to yell at you guys for following coaches. Different call for a different day. Danielle, Kate Schultes. Keep them coming. Because there's a purpose. So I want you to think about the coaches that you like to follow. If you can only think of like who you joined, like me or whatever, another coach on the team, that's really fine. Ashley Smith. Think about why you like to follow them. Like, you don't need to put it in the chat, but I just want you to think about it. Like, do you like to follow them because of their energy? Ruth Schroner, another good one. Do you like to follow them because they're a mom? Do you like to follow them because they share recipes? Do you like to follow them because they share Amazon hauls? Do you like to, okay, you get what I, like, think about that. I want you to think about that. And then think about other people that you like to follow on Instagram that aren't coaches, like a blogger, or it doesn't even have to be on Instagram. It can be on Facebook. I mean, seriously, or like a company that you like. I want you to think about that because I guarantee you like following them for something other than the fact that they are a Beachbody coach or that they do workouts. I bet you like something about them that you, I don't know how to put this into words. You find value from something else that they share. I'm not saying you don't find value from the fact that they're a coach, or you don't find, you know, like you don't love hearing about how they were on their business, but I bet there's something else that keeps you coming back. And maybe you can't pinpoint that one thing, and that's okay. But I want you to think about that. So I'm going to kind of tell you a story here. So I started, I stumbled across, well, one, I like the Like to Know It app. That's kind of how I like shop for all my stuff. And pregnancy shopping is like it's a real thing. Some people have like back pain. Some people get like their ribs kicked out. I did that with Leo. No, with Blake, like I'm just like an online shopper. I find like all the good deals. Anyway, so I've been like obsessed with the Like to Know It app. And if you're like, what the hell is that? It's just like an app where you can shop like from bloggers. Anyways, and like see them wearing their stuff. So I like stumbled across some blogger and was watching her stories, and one, you know, like then it led me to a couple more bloggers, blah, blah, blah. Okay. So I ended up following a couple of these bloggers, and weeks later, I'm not joking, weeks later, I find out that most of them are a part of an MLM company. One of them is with like Monet, whatever it's called. One of them is with Stella & Dot, like a jewelry company. Another one is with oils. I didn't know that for weeks. That's kind of what you want to portray on your social media. You do not want to be a Beachbody robot, because there are hundreds of thousands of Beachbody robots. And I know that a big fear that a lot of coaches have when they come in, they're like, well, is it a saturated market? And I felt that way when I joined like 4.5 years ago. And the reason that I've always wondered. I'm like, why? I mean, I know it's my work ethic, but why am I able to be consistent? Why can I go through all of these different life changes and stuff and still continue to slay my business? And that's because I go through these different life changes, and yes, Beachbody is a part of my life, but it is not my whole life, you know? Like, I don't wake up and like snort Energize and drink Hydrate all day long and work out every second of the day and portion out my containers, and then I go to bed at night. Like, I do other things, right? I online shop. I play with my toddler. I take a nap because I'm super pregnant. I do lots of other things that make me me. And I don't have a way to say this that isn't going to sound corny AF, but there's only one you, and that's what makes you relatable. Being a Beachbody coach is not enough to draw people in and keep them on your page. I'm going to say that again, because that came out pretty good. Being a Beachbody coach is not value enough to pull people in and keep them on your page. And it's not enough for you either. It's not. It's not enough because like, at the end of the day, health and fitness is work. Like, you guys, like, I love to work out. It's still a decision every single day. Like, oftentimes I would rather do something else, like online shop, or, you know, like take a nap. And, you know, it changes as you go through different seasons of your life and whatnot, but, you know, it's work. Even if you're like obsessed with health and fitness, it's still work. And that's okay, but you have to find a way to find and keep the joy. And by being a Beachbody robot, robots don't have any joy. So you have to find something else that keeps the joy and keeps you coming back to work every day and keeps people coming to your page. And that's where adding value comes in. So I was thinking about this and I was like, ding, 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 that's it. That's why I've always been able to, you know, slay my business on top of my work ethic and consistency. Like, the little asterisk there, like, I mean, you got to show up and you got to be willing to do your tracker, but I've been able to find the joy and the reasons to kind of show up. And that's been by sharing other parts of me, and that changes often. And that's okay. Okay? I want you to hear that loud and clear. Your like niches, whatever, will change, and that's okay. That's what's going to make you you. That's what's going to pull in new people. That's what's going to like help other people grow in their life. And that's like a really fun thing. Instant Pot Queen, like, you guys, I was seriously obsessed with my Instant Pot when I got it. I think I've had it for like, I got it when we, like, right after we had Leo, right before we moved. So 2 years, I was obsessed. And I shared so many things about my Instant Pot because I was obsessed with it. And like Chelsea said in the chat, like, that's that she was drawn to that. That's just like a random thing, you know. That's not something I'm going to put in my bio, you know. That doesn't like define me, you know. I would never say like your top 5 attributes. I'd never be like, I'm obsessed with my Instant Pot, you know what I mean? But it's something about me that I was passionate about, and it was easy to talk about, and I was able to add value that way. I still use my Instant Pot every single week. I just don't like talk about it. I mean, and I will more when I have Blake and I make her baby food in there. I did that a lot with Leo, and other people found value in that. And I don't know what I was going to say next, but another example is somebody came up to me at Summit and they were like, you know, I follow you, whatever. And she was like, I'm on day whatever of not washing my hair. I'm following you. in following your experience, hair training. I don't want to say my tips because I'm not a hairstylist by any means, but I'm just sharing about something I'm passionate about. You guys, like when I'm like, another day, didn't have to wash my hair or whatever, like I'm on day like 4 of these same curls. Like I'm pretty pumped about that. That can be a tip that I can share and add value to somebody. But again, it's not something that like defines me. Something, does that make sense? Like, am I kind of making, I hope I'm making sense. Hold on. Okay, yeah, so people are just saying like, okay, good. I'm making sense. Good, thanks, Nicole. So I'm gonna help you guys come up with some things that will set you apart and make it fun for you to share about. Because if someone comes to your page and all they see is like sweaty selfies and workout pics and stuff, like that's great, but there's like a lot of accounts like that, you know? And especially maybe you're new, like you don't have, like you're not rocking presets and whatever, like people aren't good. You need to give them a reason not only to stay, but to come back. And then you sprinkle, not even sprinkle, I do it every day. I share a workout clip every day that I work out. I share a recipe or like my food, if I think about it before I eat it. You know, those things happen every day on my page, but they're not the only thing happening on my page. I'll give you another personal example, and then I'll give you a couple examples of other people that I follow. So I said hair training. Okay, well, a lot of people follow me right now because I'm pregnant, and people will follow me because I'm postpartum afterwards. And I think something that other coaches don't do is I kind of treat my social media almost like like therapy for me. Like I talk about things that, I mean, don't make yourself like uncomfortable, but I liked talking about like when and why I'm going to be pumping, even though I stay at home full time now. So that is something that is very interesting to a lot of people. And then I can oftentimes the topics that I like talking about, I can usually tie health and fitness into it somehow. Like with the Instant Pot, obviously healthy meals. With pumping, how I can keep a supply while still like losing weight, but you know, keeping a supply. Oh my God. Like, I feel like my brain is like going, like I'm flatlining here. But, and sometimes you can't make a parallel, and that's okay too. So something I really like sharing about is deals. Like I really like when I find a sale, and this is going to be where you're going to work on this next. I like something Danielle and I do all the time. If one of us finds a deal, we text each other the deal. It typically has absolutely nothing. Sometimes it has nothing to do with a baby. It might be like a random shirt we found on Amazon that's super cute. It might be makeup. It might be like anything, something that I want you to think about. What makes you excited if you like are doing something in your life? Oh my God, it's making sense in my head. You're doing something in your life. What would make you pick up your phone and text your mom or your best friend, and you would want them to know about it? It doesn't have to, like, maybe you're like, no one cares about sales. Okay, then that's not it. Maybe you really love like makeup. Great. You should do some get ready with me tutorials on your Instagram stories once in a while. Yeah, dropping your kid off at school, like talking about that stuff, because other people are like, see ya, you know, like they feel that. They feel that in their core. Anything, like if you find like a really good fall recipe, you're all about the fall feels. Talk about that. You want to not be a Beachbody robot. Now, it's still important to be sharing before and after photos. And like I said, I share workout clips every single day. I still have Beachbody in my social media because it is a part of my life, but it's not the only thing that you see on my social media. And you guys probably, like, if you follow me, like, skim over that stuff because you already know, like, what I'm, you know, like, oh, Rachel worked out again, shocker, you know, skip. But so that stuff is still happening. It's just not the only thing happening. Like Danielle said, maybe you're an animal lover, a single mom, very strong in your faith, home decor. Yes. Why didn't I think of that? Things like that, that like people love to, you need to think about what you love to see from other people. That's where I started. Here we go. Finally, here we go. And then maybe you can incorporate that don't be inauthentic, but my favorite thing to follow from bloggers is to see deals right now. So there's a blogger that I follow. I actually don't really like her that much, but she does this thing called the Daily 10, and she posts 10 deals that I definitely wouldn't know about otherwise. And I've definitely purchased off of those links before. Like been like, and I've texted Danielle about it, like one of the like leggings, I was like, purchased, like such good deal. Anyways, I love that stuff. So that's what I'm finding myself. Then I was like, okay, well then why am I not sharing more about that? So I started incorporating a couple of things like that on top of what I'm doing, because I'm not a Beachbody robot. About to be building a house. Can't wait to share that. Yes, I mean, that's super fun. People love that stuff. You will then, you guys, what you talk about is what you will attract to. So, I mean, I don't want to like attract like people that are totally cheapos, but like it's easy for me to talk about, like have a conversation with someone who also likes a good deal. Like we can commiserate on that together, or probably not commiserate, it's probably not the right word. Something else I want you to keep in mind to not be a Beachbody robot is I want you to think about where you are utilizing social media right now. This has been talked about before. Probably, I think within the last 6 months or so, like we've really been talking about it on the team, but I'm going to talk about it again because it's really important. And I see a lot of people like, ebb and flow with this. So a lot of you guys found your coach through Instagram, but Instagram is not the end all be all. You may have found your coach on Instagram because, like, if I'm your coach, you found me on Instagram because Instagram is where I spend the most of my time, because that's where I'm at in my business 4 years later. Because I've kind of like, I've built up my my Facebook. I'm actually maxed out on Facebook friends. But I used my Facebook for years primarily while I built up my Instagram. You guys, a lot of times I see a lot of coaches really neglect their Facebook, and that's where they have a huge pile of people that already know, like, and trust you. It doesn't have to be your BFF. It doesn't need to be your aunt. But especially since you're now going to be, you're not a Beachbody robot, you're sharing other things about your life, and it's all fun and positive and whatnot. Facebook is a great place to really build those relationships. I'm going to use one of my friends as an example. Excuse me. She is she's a 2-time elite coach. I'm actually going to look up her Instagram right now so I can give you some actual stats. She's pregnant with her third. She's adorable. And she has 13,000 followers on on Instagram, and on her last post from she has from yesterday. I'll do that one because it has gone a full 24 hours. She has 157 likes out of 13,000 followers. On Facebook, on that same post, she had, I think, over 300 likes on it. So it has nothing like, and she's been a coach just a little bit less time than I have. Does that make sense? So for her primary funnel is Facebook still. She uses her Instagram. So she prioritizes Facebook and mirrors to Instagram. Does that make sense? Whereas I see a lot of people prioritizing Instagram and then they're mirroring to Facebook, and then they're getting frustrated about like Facebook or Instagram algorithms and all that stuff. I'm telling you, the Facebook algorithm is a lot easier to crack than Facebook is easier than Instagram. We are having a guest speaker specifically on Instagram in a couple of weeks, but you guys don't shut down your Facebook, especially because I hope you feel more comfortable now. Like, you're not just posting Beachbody. I don't want you to. Like, if you go to my Instagram feed, I'm gonna do this. It's in my top 12. No, 15. I have a one before and after photo, one workout photo, and I do have a workout picture for tonight. But the rest out of 15, so like a third. And again, I'm showing up in my stories every day. I'm posting about that stuff, but it's not the only thing on my page, because that's not the only thing that makes me me. Oh, I love that, Emmy. Emmy said, I wasn't posting on Facebook until 2 to 3 months ago, and now 80% of my Success Club points have come from there. It's huge. And that's where I really started. And again, I really feel like that made a really big difference for me when throughout this whole experience for myself, that I've always just wanted, I guess, to post about other things besides my workouts, besides like join me on this challenge group and whatnot. Like, that stuff still happens, don't get me wrong, but I've always just wanted to share the other stuff too. And that's where people find the most value. Like, you guys, I'm serious, like some of these bloggers I've been following for weeks, and I just found out they're with an MLM. And then when they do post about their own business, people already have built that trust around other things. And then they're like, well, of course, this makes sense. Like, I want to join Rachel's bootcamp because I've already found value from like a recipe that she shared, or like I'm on day 6 of not washing my hair, and like whatever, or like I got a killer deal off Amazon that I wouldn't have otherwise known about, or whatever. But they already have that like camaraderie built in off other things. And you guys, it's possible that if people are watching your stories and stuff and you're only talking about one thing, they're just skimming past it, and they're like going to start to glaze over it, just like you guys might glaze over like some of my health and fitness stuff because you're like, oh yeah, I already know, Good. Allie said she just added all of her current Instagram stories onto your Facebook stories. Perfect. You guys should do that every single day. There's like, if it's not already set up to do that automatically for you, then you can, in your settings, have them saved to your phone and then just upload them. So like my Instagram is business, so it connects to my Facebook business page, which different story for a different day. But so my personal Instagram doesn't get the stories. I have to manually upload them. Okay, that's like the content that I had for you guys. Hope that made sense. Like, I'm really sorry. I'm just like, I'm so hashtag pregnant and dumb these days, I swear. But I feel like it's a simple message, but something that makes a huge difference if you can wrap your mind around like some other things that you want to talk about. And maybe you don't know right now. And that's okay. I just want you to think about it for the next like 24 to 48 hours. Like, do you love shoes? I don't know. I don't. I'm like super boring about my shoes, but I like really love, I don't know, because words are really hard right now. But I hope this makes sense and makes a difference. I want you guys to take a couple minutes and use the chat to ask any questions. In there. I love what Gina just put in the chat. I've been adding on Facebook daily, not focusing on Instagram numbers, but engaging with the people with who I have. Then it will grow. Yes, it will. And when you're authentic with what you're sharing and you're not sharing one thing and every block is the same thing and people are like, you know, then more people will come to your page because you have more to offer. And the game changer is people will stay on your page and come back for more. I didn't sleep last night either. I don't sleep any night. Put your questions in the chat. I want everyone, if there's no questions, you can put questions too, but let's start a list of some things that are different outside of health and fitness to talk about. Nicole, that's super fun. Talking about consigning. Love that. Kate, talking about travel, delays, flight attendant stuff. Super fun. Travel, Faith. Yeah, Danielle, go ahead. Just unmute yourself. Oops. Sorry, I muted you.
So when Rachel was saying earlier, oh God, I don't need to be that big right now. When Rachel was saying earlier that we always are texting each other, like a sale or something. So think about it that way. For example, she'll send me a picture of like, a cardigan or something that some girl posted and there's a sale for it. I will literally go to the site, find a color and order it. I don't really ask any questions a lot of times. Sometimes I just do it. And so think about it like that. And when I started following her, it was the same with like baby products that she had with Leo. So that's what you want to create, is you want to create basically like fans with people, you know, like I can't fucking speak. You want to create your people as fans so that when you recommend them go do this, or you recommend this recipe, or you show them a good sale, or you show them like how to do something home decor wise or a beauty product or whatever, it's going to be the same and have the same effect as if then when you start talking about your boot camps to them, like you're already building that trust. So for example, like I don't grill Rachel and ask her 20 questions. I'm like, oh, okay, Rachel says to buy it, so I'm going to go buy it. And I do. And so it's the same thing. You want to create that rapport with your people. And so then when you're talking to them, it's like, oh, well, yeah, Jackie gives me all my recipes. So of course, Jackie tells me I need to join a boot camp. I'm going to join a boot camp. So think about it like that, I guess. I can't speak any better than you tonight.
No, that is exactly right. Like you're just building that trust and rapport. And again, this is going to take time for people to build that stuff. Like Danielle said, she was like, told me So our kids, both of our kids are like the same ages apart. And we were talking about swaddles or something. She was like, oh yeah, that swaddle that you had with Leo, I bought that when you talked about that. That was 2.5 years ago. And now, you know, like things like that, that trust has been built up. That's what, yeah. Yeah, I love these, you guys, like sharing about your favorite TV shows. Yes. Like talking about, your animals, makeup. Lauren said living by the beach. I love that. Like, I think I thought of when I saw you say that, like, if you talked about like getting stuff ready for a beach day, that would add value to so many people. Like, so many people have no idea how to pack for a beach day. Like, I remember when we were on our diamond retreat and Danielle was packing for the beach day, like everyone was like, oh my God, like, she's like, I've done this before. But that would, you know, like to talk about that on your stories, if you're doing that every week, or once a month or whatever, that you can give a tip that's going to enhance somebody else's life. That sounds kind of weird, but maybe think about it like that. Like, so this cardigan I'm wearing right now, this cardigan, if somebody else bought this, it would enhance their life. It has enhanced my life. It is so comfortable. It's like my go-to grab summer cardigan right now. Think about like, what is something that you love doing or having or whatever that could enhance people's lives. Here's another example I thought of that is different about me. I really like raunchy romance novels, like crappy literature, like super garbage, like that you can read in a couple days. And when I talk about that, you would not believe the amount of DMs that I get. Like, what book are you reading? That, I don't know that it enhances somebody's life, but you know what I mean? It's just something that, sets me apart. I can totally laugh at myself about that. And then other people feel like they have like a piece of me. You know what I mean? It doesn't need to be like a closet, something like that, but some people like, there's a lot of closet readers, let me tell you. Daily devotional, super fun. Yeah, Danielle said it. She was like, I didn't know you were a coach because I was sharing mostly about being a mom. And Candace, I guarantee you're not boring because you're hilarious, but talk about, like, that's funny that you said that. Like, you can just talk, like, if you can poke fun at yourself in different ways, like publicly sounds a little scary, but you know what I mean? Find things that people can click with and be like, oh my, like if they were like out with their friend and they were like, oh my God, I just started following this girl on Instagram and she XYZ. She shares about like curly hair. You would love following her. She shares about sex toys. You would love following her. Just kidding. I didn't share that I was reading raunchy romance novels when I was a teacher. But I don't think there's anything, I mean, it's kind of, that's up to you. I mean, I don't want you to ever like do something that makes you so uncomfortable. It makes you like worried about your job or something, but there's nothing wrong with pushing yourself outside your comfort zone. There's a difference. Okay. Yeah, think of what you do or you talk to other people about. Maybe you are obsessed with going to the movies. I think that's so weird. I would not follow you for that. But you could talk about that. And there's probably more than one thing, okay? So I want everyone to talk about that or think about that the next 24 to 48 hours. And I'm going to post a thread on the team page. I want you to please comment on it. I hate when I post a thread and no one comments on stuff. So we'll do that. Always talk about mom brain moments. Yes, Mommy's Night Out, super fun. Gina, I'm the same way. Like, I love hearing what people are using for makeup and liking, and I like watching tutorials of people doing their makeup so I can pick up like one tip at a time, you know, stuff like that. Maybe you like hearing about, I don't know, had it, lost it. So Thank you, you guys, for hanging out live tonight. I hope this was fun and gives you a little spice to add to your social media on both your Facebook and your Instagram. And remember that you don't need to be posting more than once a day, and then the rest popping onto your stories. And that's honestly where like the bulk of the like different stuff is going to happen. I mean, your Instagram feed, your feed is like your professional, not just beachbody, but you know what I mean? Like it's like your nice pictures, your thought out captions, that sort of stuff. But don't get me wrong, like I definitely did a post about like when I was newly pregnant, I was like, all I want to do is lay around and read my raunchy romance novels. Like, and then that got a lot of engagement, but it was like a nice picture, that sort of thing. Then your stories are like you're unfiltered, you know, like you can be not you, but you know what I mean, like more you. I don't know. Okay, so our giveaway for being on live is Melanie tonight. DM me your address, please, and I'll get that out in the mail for you. You guys, thank you so much for being on live, and hope you took a little piece of value with you, and I always enjoy hanging out. So have a good night.